Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I am the Ginger Ninja and I review movies. Thank you very much for joining me today. So you're in for a treat today. This is the first movie review after the ABCs of horror, and it actually is last week was actually the anniversary of my very first movie review. So I've got something special for you guys. If you're a new viewer, thank you very much for tuning in, stopping by and checking it out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for continuing with me on this movie review journey. As we go through some classic horror movies, some other horror films, there's going to be some themes coming up as well, but I'll tell you more at the end. So stick around, let's get into it. Okay, so we're back and I want to tell you a little story. So 28th of June 2021, I did my very first movie review on Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 remake of George A. Romero's classic zombie film, masterpiece, epic, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure all of you horror fans have seen it, you know it, you love it. So I'm going to be discussing Dawn of the Dead. Now, from 1978, directed by George A. Romero, it stars David Emge, Ken Foree, Scott H. Reiniger, Galen Ross, and Tom Savini. Now, these are my copies here. I'm going to start off showing you this one here, which I did show you in my movie collection, which was one of the first videos I released. This is my original VHS copy. Even has the banned in Queensland sticker still on it, because yes, this was banned in Queensland in Australia. Then I've got my DVD copy. Pretty good copy of this one because it's got a lot of special features, and they did actually put these on the Blu-ray, the 2-disc Blu-ray edition. Now the actual special features, I won't go through them all, but I will pop them up on the screen so you can have a look for yourself. So much there. Okay, now the plot of this movie is following an ever-growing epidemic of zombies that have risen from the dead. Two Philadelphia SWAT officers, a traffic reporter, and his television executive girlfriend seek refuge in a secluded shopping mall. So, pretty much we all know that plot. They hole up in a shopping mall and they've got to survive. But before I get too into it, I'm going to talk about something that's for me with this movie, because my VHS copy, I hunted that down because it was hard to find in Australia. Like, it was hard to find, especially growing up in the country. It was pretty hard to find a copy of this anywhere. So I had to hunt for it, and when I found it, I watched it repeatedly. Like every week, I would watch this movie for ages. Couldn't tell you how often I've watched this particular movie, but it's a lot. Probably one of the movies I've watched the most of my life, over Star Wars, over Indiana Jones, all those classic films. I've probably watched this more than any of those. Now, obviously, you've seen my copies. There are a lot of different versions of this movie, and I'm going to be discussing the 127-minute original version, not the extended cut, because there is a cut that goes up to 250 minutes, so nearly a 3-hour version, which you can find on YouTube if you want to. I have seen it, it is good. But like I said, going to be discussing my version. Okay, so what I like about this film, I love the cast in it. The cast is fantastic. It's really good. They look as though they're having a lot of fun in it. Yeah, their portrayal of the characters is spot on. Even though some of the nuances of the characters can be quite annoying. Obviously, Stephen can be a bit of a klutz, a bit of, not the most macho defender person, but I guess that's why you've got, other characters there to pick up after him. I really enjoy the procession of their mental state as the movie progresses, and I'll touch on that in what I like about the story, but yeah, really enjoy that. The special effects in this are outstanding, like they really are. Tom Savini did amazing work on this, and a lot of it was done on the fly, using his experiences from being a photographer in the Vietnam War, bringing them onto film, or bringing his experience onto film. And we all know the head explosion scene. I put that on slow motion so often, just seeing the head explode. Doesn't say a lot about me, but Yeah, the special effects in this are fantastic. However, they do have some things I'm not a huge fan of. Touch on that later. Now, like I said, the progression of their mental state as they stay in the mall. To start with, the characters are like really, they're having a good time there. But when you're trapped in one area for any amount of time, obviously you get cabin fever, and you can see this come into effect as the movie progresses. Now, it is only about, I think they say 3 weeks from the start of the movie, from when Night of the Living Dead, 3 weeks later, Dawn of the Dead, and then it's, I believe it's a few months on down the track. I can't remember exactly how long, but I believe they do say it in the movie. But yeah, you can see the actual progression of them as, you know, they start to go a little, not mad, but bored, because they've got a huge shopping mall. They've got everything they want at their fingertips, but, you know, sometimes that, and that's one of the things that George A. Romero did put into the commercialism side of things. That was, yeah, everyone knows about that. The music. Dario Argento and the Goblins, their influence on the music in this is fantastic. Like, I love the soundtrack to this film. And the fact that they, with Shaun of the Dead, they use the exact same soundtrack too. So yeah, that just goes to show the influence that this movie has had. What I didn't like about the film, so this was, actually thinking of why I like this film and why I didn't like this film was really difficult. Because there's so many things I just like about it, it's hard to narrow it down. But there are a few things that I didn't like about it. And that's, once again, the special effects. Tom Savini did a great job, but to me, I know George A. Romero was angling for a cartoony comic feel for this film, but the look of the blood, it kind of looked like red paint, didn't have that blood effect. But like I said, the actual physical effects are obviously fantastic. Like, Tom Savini did a great job, but I just didn't like the look of the blood personally. And the editing, and this goes down to the fact that there's about 6 different versions of this film, all edited differently, so the editing is a bit uneven for me. Overall though, this is a fantastic film. It is a masterpiece of horror cinema. There's no doubting that. George A. Romero and the entire cast did a fantastic job with this movie. Overall, however, I am going to rate Dawn of the Dead 8.5 out of 10. There you have it. Thank you very much for watching my review of the original Dawn of the Dead. Now, I did say we're going to be going through, I'll let you know a few things that are coming up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some theme months. So if you've got any suggestions for a theme that you would like to see me review, to give you an example, next month I'm doing Aussie horror. That's right, my home country. I'm having a look at some of the horror films that have been put out in Australia. Now, obviously, I don't want to focus on bigger ones. Going to be looking at a few smaller ones, but you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm also thinking of doing a couple of other ones, like vampire ones. I've already had one request for a review of one vampire movie, so we'll see what happens there. But hey, if you've got anything you want me to review, you would like to see a theme, let me know down in the comments below. But look, thank you very much for watching my review. Have a great day.